RCS Model 60 Retractor Instructional Video. Warning. This video is intended for informational purposes only. Caution must be used at all times when working with pressurized equipment. Only Rohrback Cosasco systems trained and qualified personnel of clients who have been assessed, certified and deemed competent in all safety, work management and additional risk assessment requirements should perform retractor operations. Please contact Rohrback Cosasco Systems for details on training and service. It is imperative that the following safety warnings are taken into important consideration before and during use of retractable system equipment. Safety warnings are used to ensure precautions are taken for all procedures where there are risks involved. Failure to follow these warnings could result in serious injuries. Safe operation requires a minimum of one trained operator. If it has been longer than 90 days since your last operation, you should review the appropriate work instruction and first practice on a dummy fitting. Comply with all the plant safety requirements and environmental regulations. Identify the type of media, its pressure and temperature. Review material safety data information of the media prior to operation. Ensure you have all the required safety equipment for the given media, i.e. hard hat, safety glasses, gloves, safety boots, coveralls and any task-specific PPE. Any actions which could vary system pressure, such as surges caused by opening and closing of valves and chokes, should be delayed until completion of the retraction operations. Ensure you have enough clearance for the safe operation. Note wind directions prior to starting operations involving hazardous products. Parts Index. Model 6 retractor tool consists of the following components: handle nut, thrust coupler, lower nut, lever nut, stuffing box clamp, adapter, coupling nut and safety pins. The access valve assembly consists of nipple and access valve. The probe or coupon holder assembly consists of locking nut, stuffing box, safety cable, probe or coupon holder, element or coupons. Operational clearance. Proper clearance beyond the top of the stuffing box should be allowed for installation, removal and full extension of the retractor. A minimum of 3 feet clearance when using a 24-inch retractor and a minimum of 4 feet clearance when using a 36-inch retractor. Proper clearance around the retractor should be allowed for movement of the operator and equipment. Above ground, from the centre line of the access valve assembly, a radius of at least 3 feet should be kept. Below ground, the minimum diameter of a culvert or manhole should be 4 feet, with valve assembly placed off-centre 1 foot from the wall. Probe coupon holder insertion. Step 1. Thread and tighten the stuffing box onto nipple of valve assembly. Apply thread sealing compound or PTFE tape to the threads of the outlet nipple. Mount the stuffing box assembly onto the access valve outlet nipple and tighten to 2 3/4 to 3 1/4 full turns past hand tight. Tighten the 1.5 inch hex stuffing nut hand tight. Step 2. Install retractor onto stuffing box. Assemble the 2 halves of the clamp assembly around the probe stuffing box such that the cutout in the clamp aligns with threaded rods. When present and ensuring the safety cable is not crossed or interfering. Draw the clamp assembly together and secure with the lever nut. Insert the quick release pin into the hole provided on the right half of the clamp assembly. Remove the dust cover of any instrumentation, cabling, connecting from the connector end of the probe and install the thrust coupling over the 1-inch NPT connector threads. If the connector has other than 1-inch NPT threads, a separate adapter must be used. Install the coupling fitting onto the connector or the adapter. Rotate the handle until it rests just above the thrust coupling. Step 3. Open valve to pressurized stuffing box and rotate handle nut clockwise to insert probe. Slowly open the access valve. The stuffing box is now pressurized. Loosen the 1-inch hex locking nut and the 1.5 inch hex stuffing nut, but do not remove. Should leakage occur around the 1.5 inch hex stuffing nut, tighten as necessary. Do not tighten to the point that it is difficult to push the probe through the stuffing box assembly. Insert the probe by rotating the handle nut in a clockwise direction until the desired insertion depth is obtained, and then orientate the probe in the flow as required. Tighten the 1-inch hex locking nut 3/4 turn past hand tight and the 1.5 inch hex stuffing nut 1/2 turn past hand tight. Step 4. Reinstall safety clamp if attached. When the probe has a safety clamp kit, then reinstall the jam nuts onto the threaded rods. To remove the retractor, first back off the handle nut counterclockwise. Remove the coupling fitting from the connector end of the probe, then lift the thrust coupling off and clear of the probe. Remove quick release pin and loosen the lever nut on the clamp assembly. Swing open the clamp assembly and remove the retractor from the probe. Probe coupon holder retraction. Step 1. Install retractor onto stuffing box. Assemble the two halves of the clamp assembly around the probe stuffing box such that the cutout in the clamp aligns with threaded rods. When present and ensuring the safety cable is not crossed or interfering, draw the clamp assembly together and secure with the lever nut. Insert the quick release pin into the hole provided on the right half of the clamp assembly. Install the thrust coupling over the 1-inch NPT connector threads. Install the coupling fitting on the connector or the adapter. Rotate the handle until it rests just above the thrust coupling. Step 2. Remove probe from the line. Loosen the 1-inch hex locking nut until it can be turned freely. Carefully loosen the 1.5-inch hex stuffing nut until the probe can be retracted smoothly, but no more than one full turn. Should leakage occur around the 1.5-inch hex stuffing nut, then tighten as necessary. Remove the probe by rotating the handle nut counterclockwise, allowing system pressure to drive the probe out until it's fully retracted. The safety cable will become fully taut, which will allow closing of the access valve assembly. Step 3. Close valve and bleed off excess pressure. Close the access valve and remove the retractor tool from the probe. Slowly loosen the stuffing box body to release a small amount of pressure contained inside the stuffing box and nipple. Step 4. Service element or coupon. Remove the stuffing box assembly from the access valve outlet nipple and remove the probe assembly to expose the element or coupons. Replace the element or coupons as necessary. Apply thread sealing compound or PTFE tape to the threads of the outlet nipple. Mount the stuffing box assembly onto the access valve outlet nipple and tighten to 2 3/4 to 3 1/4 full turn pass hand tight.